Hello, I'm Dr. Katherine Kelly, and I'm here to tell you about my soul health model, a holistic health model that shows you how to create your most radiant life imaginable. All of us have experienced times in our lives when we feel far from healthy and even farther away from a sense of radiance. At these times, we all long for our life to feel balanced, fulfilled, and vibrant. But sometimes we don't even fully know what is bringing us down, let alone where to start rebalancing or rebuilding our life in order to feel more alive. The term soul health is new to most people. When we think of health, we tend to immediately think of our bodies and how well they are functioning at the time. However, as we all know, regardless of how well or healthy our bodies might be, this doesn't guarantee that we feel fully alive and radiant in other aspects of our lives. Soul health reflects health at the deepest and most complete level, because to know true health is to know your soul. Soul health reflects the connection between all aspects of our human lives as guided by our innermost wisdom, our soul. In reality, we are the only ones who truly know what we need in order to experience our most complete sense of well-being. But when we don't know how to access or understand our soul's guidance, we are left feeling incomplete, unbalanced, and unfulfilled. Unfortunately, most people aren't taught to access this inner voice, which means that they often lack the vital relationship with themselves that will align their human lives with their souls for radiant living. The Soul Health model provides the blueprint in order to create this crucial alignment. The model illustrates how we must learn to bridge the key aspects and experiences of our human condition with the wisdom of our soul in order to create our most radiant and fulfilling life. This bridge between the human condition and your soul is the key to radiant health. I've always loved trees and even feel like I need them around me in order to feel at home, grounded, and at peace. So as I developed the Soul Health model, it only made sense for me to use the metaphor of a tree to explain the importance of understanding and balancing our human lives with the influence of our most vital ally, our soul. Trees have been used metaphorically throughout time to recognize key concepts in science, religion, philosophy, and mythology. Most recognized is the idea of the tree of life, which illustrates the interconnection of all life on the planet, the connection of heaven and the underworld, and all forms of creation. More immediately, though, the Soul Health model illustrates how the 10 key aspects or branches of the human condition affect us at the deepest level, our soul, to either negatively impact or stunt our growth, or if balanced and nourished, to help us thrive and evolve. The 10 branches of the human condition include physical, psychological, social, interpersonal, intellectual or occupational, environmental, financial, spiritual, sexual, and recreational aspects of health. These branches bridge the gap between the human condition and the soul. When one branch is out of balance, it is impossible for the others to be unaffected, and thus we feel unwell at the deepest level. Like other wellness models, the physical branch of health represents all aspects of our physical condition. Our general mobility, fitness and overall vitality, whether we get enough sleep, whether we nourish our bodies in a healthy way, and of course whether we experience various forms of ill health. However, the Soul Health model emphasizes that you can still experience optimal soul health regardless of any physical condition when you understand the illness from the soul level. While the physical branch of health reflects to some extent whether we experience a disease or ill health, the psychological branch reflects whether we have a sense of ease or dis-ease in our lives. In other words, whether we have a feeling of general contentment. This branch represents our ability to experience joy, whether we take the time to reflect on our lives and become aware of what we can do to improve upon them, and the extent to which we are willing to explore and resolve our deepest concerns which are affecting other aspects of our human condition. This may include our concerns for stress, self-esteem, how we think about the world, and our self-image, whether about body, mind, or soul. The people we engage with throughout our lives also have an impact on our soul health. And for many, including myself, I consider animals both in our homes and out in nature to be an important part of our connection with others. The social branch of health includes the family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, clergy, pets, and others with whom we have regular contact. We may not know the name of the mail carrier, the grocery store clerk, the barista at the coffee shop, or the security staff, but they all have an impact on our lives in some way. While the people or pets in our lives play an important role, it is actually the quality or type of relationship we have with these folks that really makes the difference. We can have all kinds of connections in our lives, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are all healthy. Therefore, I created the interpersonal branch of health to illustrate and educate about the dynamics we hold with those who impact our lives. The dynamics include how healthy the relationship is based on whether there is good communication, healthy boundaries, mutual respect, and acceptance of one another's ideas and beliefs, as well as a healthy interdependence, or the ability to connect in an intimate but appropriate way. As humans, we have amazing brains, and whether or not we use them in a way that optimizes our intellect plays an important role in soul health. The intellectual and occupational branch of health illustrates our need for mental stimulation, regardless of gainful employment. It emphasizes our need to challenge our minds in interesting and creative ways to achieve mental clarity and satisfy our curiosity in life. This branch also emphasizes our need for a quest for knowledge that keeps our brains active and crisp as we age. Although our surroundings constantly impact our health, we often take for granted how much. The environmental branch of health explores the effect of having a clean, safe, and secure environment, including the impact of weather conditions, air quality, and the general aesthetics of the world around us. I tend to think that how we keep our world around us is also a reflection of how we feel inside. So clutter and general organization of our surroundings is often a barometer of other areas in need of work. In this branch of health, I also emphasize that the emotional environment plays a major role in our environmental health. We can often sense when there is tension, sadness, or anger in a room, even when we don't know what has happened to create it. And this energy can shift all sense of contentment in an environment to an unhealthy level. No one can deny the impact that our finances have on our overall sense of well-being. Many wellness models don't include this as a separate aspect of overall health, but in my experience, this is often one of the biggest factors in how well or healthy we feel. The financial branch of wellness reflects not only whether we feel that we have ample resources to take care of our basic needs, but it also reflects our ideas about money, our willingness and ability to manage our finances, whether we proactively save for the future by budgeting and saving for our future needs, and also what our overall relationship or ideas about money might be. A French philosopher once said that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Therefore, although the soul health model already inherently has a spiritual element reflected throughout, spirituality is still an important branch of health that requires attention as part of our human condition. The spiritual branch of health reflects the fact that regardless of whether or not a person practices a religion, there is always an element of inner peace and contentment that we seek as humans. This may be reflected through an appreciation of the bigger picture of the meaning of life, our search for inner peace through meditation, prayer, and other centering practices, or even travel to sacred sites which might inspire us and heighten our awareness both about ourselves and the world around us. Another branch of health that I have emphasized as part of the soul health model is the sexual aspect of our lives. Other wellness models consider this a subset of the physical component of our human condition. But in my work as a psychologist, I have come to realize that this aspect of health can significantly impact our overall sense of well-being. Despite any discomfort in talking about sexual health, it is an important part of who we are as humans. The soul health model explores how our knowledge about sex in general impacts our intimate lives, as well as emphasizes the importance of learning about healthy and safe sexual practices and prevention strategies. This branch of the model also emphasizes the need to heal any sexual trauma or inappropriate experiences which may have prevented future loving and soulful sexual connections with others. Last but certainly not least is the recreational branch of soul health. Many forget how important it is to laugh, have fun, and also balance your life with intentional leisure activities. The research is clear about the benefits of engaging in fun and leisure, but as humans we seem to have overlooked this branch as a key aspect to our radiant health. The recreational branch emphasizes the need to understand the difference between fun or entertaining activities and leisure, but also recognizes that this will differ depending on the person. The important thing to remember is to intentionally integrate this essential aspect of health into our everyday life. Who doesn't feel better after a good dose of fun? As you can see, the soul health model expands our ideas about health beyond the physical to integrate the whole person, as well as integrate the very essence of who we are by emphasizing the soul as the guiding force behind all aspects of our human condition. In the graphic of the tree, the soul is represented as the trunk and life force behind all aspects of the human condition, with the hands reaching upward toward our most natural state, our soul's expansive evolution. Scientists say that the human body has evolved about as much as it is going to, so our evolution relies entirely on our ability to access our innermost wisdom concerning our human lives in order to reach our highest potential. Although we might be almost done evolving in the physical sense, there is no limit to the evolution of our soul. In essence, our soul's evolution is infinite, but only when we consciously choose to resolve what is not working in our human lives or our human condition. The soul health model emphasizes what I call conscious evolution, which is a proactive mindset that allows us to become optimally aware of who we are and what we do and don't need in our lives. The model urges you to expand your understanding of your human condition in order to not only balance your life more optimally, but also to allow your soul to grow. Our soul's most natural state is that of unimpeded growth. Therefore, our soul's evolution depends on our willingness and ability to balance our lives in such a way that we create an unobstructed environment for its growth. When the key aspects of our human condition are balanced, we feel most alive and most radiant. However, when we are out of balance or feel like one or more areas of our lives are disrupted or unwell, we lose our glow and life is much more of a struggle. As humans, we may know that something is broken, damaged, or out of alignment, but we may not always know what it is. Yet our soul serves as a barometer to let us know that something is not quite right. These signs may come in different forms, through stress, sadness, depression, or anxiety, or even through physical symptoms or illness. All of these signs can be considered our soul's way of telling us to get to work to rebalance our lives or resolve something that we may have ignored. In other words, these symptoms of the soul are there to simply alert us to take a look at the branches of our human life to determine what might need work. Our soul simply wants us to realign or rebalance our lives to feel more radiant once more. Our conscious evolution beyond these symptoms or cues is ultimately what brings us the most peace and allows for us to return to a state of radiant living. A healthy interplay between the branches of the human condition and the soul is essential to radiant health. Much like the growth of a tree, the soul's evolution depends on the health of the elements available to it, and in the case of the soul's evolution, the human elements of life are the basis for unimpeded growth. The key to soul health is your willingness to look deeply within in order to discover the key ingredients to your own radiant health. This discovery may include a new awareness to clean out or fill up certain aspects of your life, which is one of the main concepts of the soul health model. Just like the seasons of the year, we must periodically reflect on what is working or not working in our daily lives in order to proactively create our most radiant health. And by aligning with our soul, we can much more easily assess our lives and get to work to create our optimal soul health. The soul health model is something I use every day with clients, in workshops, and also in my own life, and I hope you will join me on this wonderful journey to soul health. This model is the most complete holistic health model available and the only one that illustrates the essential bridge between the human condition and the soul. The soul health model illustrates both what we need to know in order to balance our lives to achieve a more radiant life, as well as how the key branches of our human condition interplay with our most vital ally, our soul, to create optimal health. If you're ready for a more radiant life, the soul health model will be your essential guide in creating it. Again, I'm Dr. Katherine Kelly. Welcome to Soul Health.